I need to survive Sludge Wave. I don't think he gets to actually. It's gonna be close if it is a Sludge Wave. I think I lose if it's Sludge Wave. Oh! No! Wait! What's more health? Oh, let's go! That's so disgustingly close. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. This holiday cup, I was able to climb to my all-time highest ELO of the season so far, getting up to 31st on the leaderboards, over 3,300, and it was on the backs of, you know it, Carbink, one of the strongest Pokemon this season, and it really reshaped the entire Halloween Cup meta. So the team I ran is Greninja, Toxicroak, and Carbink. And let's get into battles and show you how it played out. Before we get into the battles, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all my patrons who've been supporting my content creation. If you'd like private one-on-one coaching, scrims against me, some of my league guides and strategies ahead of time, or even tune into my live stream battles, feel free to sign up through the Patreon link down below. Most of these leads are actually pretty bad. So you can see in this first one, it is going to be against Azumarill, and we swap over to Toxicroak. Towards the end, more recently, I've been swapping over to Carbink, but I decided to go Toxicroak for this one and just kind of try to whittle down shields. And so my strategy here, especially because my opponent came in with a Shadow Beedrill, it takes him a little bit longer to get to these drill runs. So what I'm planning on doing is just burning through both of our shields at this point in time. And so he's also going double shield and then swapping over to my Greninja. And the main strategy here is because I want to be able to realign my Toxicroak with the Azumarill, especially because Carbink doesn't have too much play into Azumarill, especially shields down, and especially if they have Hydro Pump. If they don't have Hydro Pump, it's kind of neutral. That being said, yeah, so they're going to throw an Ice Beam, which is resistant, maybe trying to go for the farm down, or maybe they're trying to avoid the farm down from the Toxicroak. And I think that's exactly what they're doing, because Greninja actually takes out Azumarill, which typically you don't see very often. But we have the Toxicroak now, and I'm anticipating a combo play. So they throw a Night Slash, I swap over to Carbink, and as you can see, here comes the anticipate combo play. They have a lot of energy though, so I'm gonna get hit by at least probably 2 drill runs at this point. Oh my gosh, Gran, you good? So we don't get to move, but we have the Sludge Wave loaded for the Greninja, able to take it out, and yeah, a pretty tough lead and counter swap, but able to find the win condition, especially with the bulk on the Toxicroak and Carbink. All right, Escavalier, not the best, and they do go straight for the drill run, and then they come in with a Charjabug, so just pretty bad all around for my team. But what I mainly realized is, especially against Charjabug, it's not really worth shielding unless it's your Greninja for some reason. And I think they undercharged that, or was that Scizor? Either way, we're able to Rock Throw down, and so we reveal our third Pokemon. But a little bit of energy on the Carbink is not that big of a deal. And if you look at my Carbink, it's like 1481, so it's not fully powered up. It's actually supposed to be a Best Buddy Carbink, but I didn't have enough time to Best Buddy it. And so, yeah, it's a little underpowered, but it still worked wonders. And we land the Rock Slide, and now they come in with the Escavalier, and we get to 2 Hydro Cannons. So it looks like Cram might be trying to go. Let's see. Let's see if she'll stay for a little longer. All right, so we CMP on this. So they end up throwing airways, but either way, we get the Rock Slide off, and Rock Slide is doing plenty and takes out the Escavalier. Charjabug in the lead. So I see this quite a bit, and yeah, definitely is a core breaker, especially for the Toxicroak and Greninja. So what I like to do is throw a Hydro Cannon and swap. A lot of Charjabug users will shield, and as you can see here, but even if they don't, you put them in like almost Poison Jab Brine range at that point. And then I never shield my Toxicroaks. Typically speaking, they're pretty strong into it in the back as well. And I just need this to be kind of cleared out. And so we do get the Sludge Wave off, which is pretty nice. And we put it close to Water Stricken range. Because I actually go for the Switch Advantage. And yeah, I'm just double shield at this point because they have to throw another move. And yeah, we're actually able to come away with the switch advantage, which is nice. And then they have a Golurk, which is really, really nice because we not only get the shield, but we have play in this situation. They end up catching a move on the Charjabug, so not ideal. But then we come in with the Carbink to start farming up energy. Earth Power, Dynamic Punch, both do a decent amount of damage. Shadow Punch, not so much. But no Earth Power on this Golurk, I believe. And then we get to Moonblast and should do quite a bit of damage for a neutral. And we can take it out. Alright, Shadow Venusaur is a pretty tough one. Like I said, almost all these are really bad leads. I have some great leads I just forgot to include footage on. But if you run into ghost leads, they're usually pretty good. But yeah, Shadow Venusaur, it's kind of a core breaker for my entire team. It does a lot of damage, even to Toxicroak, and it just hard beats Carbink, hard beats Greninja. At this point, I'm just trying to do as much damage as I can. And I end up forcing myself to have to shield. A little unfortunate, but we just want to whittle down this Venusaur as much as possible. They end up throwing a move, so I don't win switch advantage at this point. But we take out most of the Venusaur, and we get a little bit extra energy. And in comes an Azumarill. So not a great... I think maybe I'm trying to go for a catch on this. I'm actually not sure. Let's see how it plays out. Yeah, so I swap out eventually. We do some chip damage. I'm going to let it go. Just because, yeah, they end up having Hydro Pump, which is even worse for me. So maybe I should have swapped right away, so it wouldn't give him so much energy to get to that Hydro Pump. And we land the Moonblast, but in comes the Dedenne. So, unfortunately, triple counters to this Greninja. So, not a great spot. Core Breaker in the lead, and then a couple Core Breakers in the back, too. So, we do get to a move. Maybe I could have farmed up a little extra. Oh, yeah, so it ends up being on CMP anyway. So we do force him to shield. I'm gonna farm up a little bit, but I think I probably should have farmed up at least like 1 or 2 more. That being said, they have a move on the Azumarill. So I needed maybe like 2 more Water Shurikens, but I think I just got outpaced at that point. So, yeah, that's a tough one, but you know, you can't win them all. Greninja in the lead. So this is one where it's kind of important. Winning CMP is nice, and it's not the best rank one, so I typically win CMP. Whenever I land the Hydro Cannon, I shield theirs, which most people don't bait with the Night Slash, and then I try to catch the next Hydro Cannon on my Toxicroak, which most people always throw, and then we catch some of the energy, and then we start whittling down too, which is nice. And then in comes the Charjabug. Again, Charjabug's not too bad. You have play really into everything, even though it's super effective against both the Greninja and the Toxicroak, and they shield. That's huge for me because I know I could just soak up all this energy they have with my Carbink. And that being said, we also able to land the Brine on the Charjabug, so even better. Now they come in with Scizor, and yeah, I think they're expecting the Greninja, but yeah, we end up taking it on the Carbink. And then they have Aqua Tail. I throw the Moonblast. Does a decent amount of damage if they don't shield it. They don't shield it, which is perfect. And I'm not going to shield. Likely it's Aqua Tail Crunch, so it's all resisted damage anyway. And we get the full farm down. And Greninja's pretty nice with this much energy. So let's see how they play this out. They have their own Greninja. Again, I win charge and priority, which is huge. And we do grab their shield. I'm just going to shield up, throw another Night Slash, and again, we win charge and priority. So we're able to finish off this Greninja, and I probably can get to another move. Yeah, their charge box is just way too low. Able to finish it off, which is pretty nice. Mandibuzz, one of my favorite leads. So usually what I try to do in this situation is I try to catch a move on my Toxicroak. I think I swapped a little early. I'm not sure. They're actually running Foul Play, not Dark Pulse, which is interesting. But yeah, they had to throw on the aerial, but I guess they didn't really get to it. So we throw a Sludge Wave, does a decent amount of damage. This is a matchup that Toxicroak usually wins in general, although Mandibuzz did get a little bit extra energy. And they finally swap over to their Grimer. That's just a Kanto Grimer, which is interesting. And my Switch Timer's up, so at this point, I'm just going to swap over, hard pivot over, and just do as much damage as I can, and we finish it off. Mandibuzz is kind of low at this point too, so pretty easy to handle, and then we just have to see a third Pokemon, but at this point, we're ahead by quite a bit. I'm going to let this first move go. Probably shield the second one, yeah. Shield for the second one. Maybe I try to farm down. That'd be pretty nice. Yeah, I think we threw on CMP, which is probably better. Yeah, and then they have their own Carbink. It's not going to be great for them because we still have our own full Carbink in the back. We actually get to 2 Hydro Cannons, which is huge, and then this pretty much is GG's. I think they just play it out, I guess. Yeah, they're going to quit right there. But Mandibuzz just doesn't really have much play into all 3 Pokemon, so it's pretty nice for me. Scizor, Shadow Scizor, Greninja is pretty good. The backline Pokemon are not great. Toxicroak can be okay depending on the second move. I'm going to just let this go. It's going to be a very obvious brine, so no reason for me to really shield. They can't really bullet punch me down very easily either, so I'm still in the yellow, so I give myself a lot of leeway. And now we have ourselves a lot of energy. I personally would recommend charging up a little bit extra energy in case they swap over. So yeah, that's what they did. I didn't follow my own advice. I threw Sludge Wave right when I had it, but we luckily were able to still get to Brian because their timer came up a little bit later. That being said, I don't think I get knocked out by this Night Slash, no. So I throw the Brian. If they shield this, like a combo play, and that's exactly what I do. I do go for the combo play now. Really take advantage of the situation, and they throw a move. I think I don't shield it. I don't get to another move, unfortunately. But we're in a pretty good spot overall. 2 shield carping should be pretty solid against most things. And yeah, especially with the Scizor on the lead and Toxicroak in the back, there's a good chance the last Pokemon is weak to carping. So we're going to stay in. We do shield the second Brian. What do they come in with? Yeah, and they come in with the Runerigus. So they're actually not that weak. A little unfortunate. But that being said, they're actually very strong in the carping. We got the attack drop, which is pretty nice. And they go straight for the Shadow Ball. And it looks like they're going for a Sand Tomb. I just need to land a Moonblast. We end up throwing a Charge from priority, which is really nice. And then we go for the Rock Throw down. And we knock each other out, but I saw the Toxicroak in the back. Alright, this is an important one. Note that I messed up here. You should always see the fast move of Toxicroak. If they're running Mudshot Toxicroak, you stay in. If they're running counter, you swap out. This one's actually running Mudshot, so I should have stayed in, but I got a little hasty, didn't look at the fast move, and I put myself in a way worse situation because the Mudshot to Mud Bomb, they just get 2 Mud Bombs way faster than they would with counter, and now they take me out with the Mud Bomb. So we're going to try to Water Shuriken this down at this point because we know it's not counter, and then they actually come in with a Escavalier. We're going to throw 1 Hydro Cannon, they shields. But again, this is not the worst matchup, especially when Bug still takes neutral to rock damage. Carbink actually has a lot of play into a lot of these Bug Steel types. And we go for the Rock Slide. I think I just double shield at this point. It seems like Carbink is pretty strong to their backline matchup. And especially without the counter damage from Toxicroak, it's just not as good into Carbink, I think. I don't know, it's weird. I think Mudshot actually does less damage than counter, even though Mudshot is super effective and counter is neutral. Looks like they're going for Peekaboo play, but didn't end up working out, and then we were able to catch our own Mud Bomb, and now we finish it off, and here comes the Charjabug. And so it's going to do a decent amount of damage, and it looks like they did not get to the moves in time, and we're able to finish it off. So despite our misplay early on, still able to come back from it. Looking into this final game, it's a Guzzlord lead, really bad. I swapped straight away to the Carbink. You can also swap to Toxicroak, but my thought is if I swap to Carbink and Whittle down shields, Sludge Wave is going to do quite a bit into Guzzlord anyway. And most Guzzlord leads have a strong Carbink check, so might as well get that out now. Do they always have a strong Toxicroak checks? Not necessarily. They get to 1 X-Scissor. I'm going to shield. Second one, unfortunately, I don't want to spend all my shields on a Pokemon that is getting completely walled off. And you can see they have a Jellicent back, so there's just no play. Just unfortunately hard counter all the way throughout, but that'll happen. And especially if you see a Guzzlord lead, that's something to watch out for. Anyway, you can see ending on a 3387 ELO best. And honestly, this team's been super fun to play. So if you have some sets left in a Halloween Cup, definitely recommend it. Again, even if your Carbink is not the most powered up, it's okay. Mine was under leveled and still put in a lot of work. Best of luck if you decide to use this team. Make use of that Carbink as soon as you can before Clodsire comes out, because Clodsire is going to be a hard wall to it. I think Carbink still is a solid investment. It still could have a lot of play in limited metas and also in open Great League. You're fine as long as you really avoid the Clodsire, the Registeel, stuff like that. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like and share. Subscribe for future content. Hit that notification bell to get alerted right when I post a new video. And I'll catch you all next time. And Cranberry actually, she did pretty good. She stopped protesting. All right, catch you all next time. Bye.